everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at NEXZ's track O-RLY. We have a music video performance version and a dance practice to enjoy. I really enjoyed their track Simmer, but unfortunately YouTube hated my the fixed cam live performance I took a look at, so I really tried my best to wait until the dance practice so we knew this was gonna get on a YouTube with no problems. I'm ready, I hope you guys are. Let's go.
Yo, I gotta tell you something.
Everyone is blonde. Ooh. Ooh, the hair follicles. Bless it. This feels like, eat a Snickers, you'll feel better. Wow. You serious? Andy! Really? Wow. Wow. Okay. Not everybody has blonde hair. It was a wig for some of them. Oof. Wow. That was really fascinating. I do think if anybody would approve this message, it would be Buddy the Elf. When it comes to a nutritious meal of sugar. And I mean, we're missing some syrup, but we got loads of sugar and candy. Ugh, that was a lot. I enjoyed that actually a lot. And so when they were all going super blonde, it kind of felt like Super Saiyan mode, right? Okay, performance version time. Are they going to integrate that here? Let's find out.
Yo, I gotta tell you something.
An assisted flag freeze. Look at that. I'm excited to see that as a fixed cam. Oh, really?
You serious?
Oh, really? 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 We love it. This is so fun. Now, fixed cam time. There's a couple glitch effects that we were seeing cinematically that I'm very curious as to how we are choosing to go about it here. Let's go!
Yo, I gotta tell you something.
Hey! Hey! Okay, okay. I really like how you how they're interpreting really. They're like really like that, and then really. Okay. Not bad on the transition at all for that.
You serious?
Sure. Yeah. Really. We're just a little exhausted. That's fun though. Okay. Out of the two choreographies that I've seen, Simmer and O-RLY, which one is my preference? I think my preference is going to go to Simmer this time. Reason why though is because of some of the technical gimmicks that we saw throughout it. This one is fun, for sure. Do not get me wrong. They're very clean. The structure of it is fun, engaging, captivating, just preference-wise for what my technical wheelhouse of musicality and how we normally see choreography structured in the K-pop scene or the industry of K-pop. This one feels a little bit more on brand of what we are used to seeing in the scene. In comparison to Simmer, there are certain qualities and elements that really take you aback and you're like, yo, we don't see that too often. So I do appreciate the versatility that we are given here though, which is fun. Let's go ahead and get into it. Not the first time we've seen them hit a vibe in particularly like this. I feel like it's familiar and they did very well with it though. So here we go. They're all chilling out. We love it. They said, we gotta tell you something. I'm ready, I'm listening. We drop low. Then we end up going into an assisted flag freeze is what I'm gonna call this, but it's really well done in the sense of the fact that we have it parallel. Of course, we'd always want to fight to get the second leg glued together, and that's tricky to do. And then we have our leg assisted up at the top. Could they have hooked it? Maybe. That's kind of whatever, that's preference, right? But I do appreciate that we have our two on the respective outsides. We got two people about to hop over. Good for them for the height. They both showcased equal height. Hop and up. Actually, I would say my second guy, he hopped significantly higher than my first guy, but both did well where they cleared, and we're not going to be afraid that they're going to knock him over. And then huge height, and I really like that on that one or on that down beat, we have everybody ready to go. Tic-tac, boom, tic-tac, boom, and we have a nice residual finish on the tail end of that. And then we set it up. I like the ISO with that choice. Instead of it being isolation from the chest, we're actually using the shoulders on that, which made it feel very extroverted, very full. So that was cool. So we bring it through. And then we end up doing a triple scoop with our feature where he scoops 3 times and then everybody joins in with their bodies to help make it, once again, more full, more captivating. It's not just the feature moving, everybody's moving, which we love. Then they end up rotating the arm in, more internalized, and then we make it expand further out in our different plane, which is really nice. And then we end up scooping little pas de bourrées where you go backside front with the feet. And then you had different arms. Well, everyone was doing the same arm, but different arms and cadence to it. So more of a point with our hands. So a stylized hand difference compared to what we had seen up until this point. It's really nice. Ha ha ha. Get it? Point. And then it looks like we're going bedrock out of that. So the timing of our bedrock shifted. So it's not a true roll down, but it kind of is. It's just the foot placement is a little different than what you normally see in one. But that was fun. And we end up hopping it to transition. And it feels like out of it, we hop, and then we end up ball change it into a knock of some kind in the lower body there to help have a knock with the elbow, and then we pull it back with the same rigidness that our rebound the first time had, which was really nice. And then I like that we have our hands where one of them is catered more towards the ear and the second one a little bit more independent, but they're still complementary to each other, which is super fun on this. The pull is nice, and then da-da-da. So my feature there, I liked how he traveled his arm a little bit slower than everybody else, so it clocked him as our feature, even though we were transitioning. My preference in a lot of these structures and compositions is, especially if we don't have dancers, is how are we able to find our feature without my feature vocalizing or showing me by moving their mouth that they're my feature? How does the choreography set the group up for success to where I can clearly identify who you want me to look at without having to reference a zoomed in camera shot or them just, you know, vocalizing to my face in front and center? The creative ways of doing a feature. And they're doing a great job so far. It's really nice. So I like that we have our leg first, followed by our body second, and then we end up pulling. Notice that it's mirrored, where you have half of your group. You have your center presenting more forward. You have 2 of your members going towards the inside, but they're mirrored to each other, and then you have 4 of your members catering to the outside, also mirrored to each other. I really have been digging, just in general, it's a really nice usage of a formation whenever you have every other individuals going mirrored, but also opposite directions. It's fun. It showcases more depth and complexity to something that could just be a standard mirrored formation, but having each line have responsibility of really having to make sure what they know and the timing in which they need to know it. It's always something commendable and that I highly respect. And also the fact that a lot of them are facing back, most of them are facing back, that also is a component where it is harder to clean when everybody's facing back. You need a cleaner that's there to help with those things, unless you all clean it to the front, meaning that you refine what everybody is doing at any given time, because it's really tricky to not have a mirror to reference it. So as we do not, as much as we want to, we do not have eyes in the back of our head. So, oh man, but our feature is really fun there. So the shoulder's really nice with the head nod. And then I like the ball change coming out of that with our arm swings. It does remind you of, you could do a toss it up. So at least the body has an old school hip hop nuance about it, which does help with the type of track that it is. So is this hybrid? Yes. Now, I've had a lot of dancers in my life. So if you're an enthusiast or somebody who does dance and you're like, Jess, when you say hybrid, I have no idea what you're talking about. Here's what I mean when I say hybrid choreography. It's a fusion or a hybrid of multiple genres of street dance integrated from a choreographer's upbringing in street dance or their exposure to it. So a good example would be if you have a track that has more of a hip hop sound to it. Note that hip hop is not the best umbrella term to use to talk about locking and house and crump and popping and waving, just to name a few. It's more of it would fall in the same line as locking, but they're their own separate entities, but they both celebrate the culture of their respective areas and communities and different parts of the country in the United States back in the inception of the styles. And the cultures are still alive and thriving, and we love to celebrate it and see it. But a lot of times you're going to see people hybrid, or they're going to take movements that are inspired by one particular street dance culture, and they're going to have other movements that could complement either through BPM, through texture, through dynamics, or like I said, through a choreographer's movement quality, and they present it onto the individuals that are learning it from them. And then you're going to get something like this, where you're going to have a little bit of locking, a little bit of house, a little bit of popping, a little bit of hip hop. And so what makes those cool is you can celebrate and focus on so many different communities from a cultural standpoint, from a texture standpoint, musicality standpoint. But it is something that I always want to strive for people to be curious about. Don't just take somebody's word for it. I'm a supplement at best. Please don't use me as an authority figure in any scene. I'm just trying my best to help provide some guidance as to people who are curious about different genres. So that's what I mean when I say this is a hybrid choreo. It's you have a lot of structured movement that doesn't directly derive from old school hip hop or hip hop, but it complements those influences, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's what you're noticing there as they pull it. I like the pull on that, which is really fun. They end up taking the legs and then they switch them out. The move that looks similar to that would be considered scissors, which is something, once again, but also in reference to that old school hip hop side, right? The pulls are nice. They rotate the arms around. It goes huge. So that definitely feels like we have a swing of the arm, like we're playing a violin or a stringed instrument. I don't think we're quite doing that, but I like the motion of it. It's really nice. It showcases or recognizes that whoo. So just the tone is really nice there. And I like the ball change and the fullness of that and the height of it, because it helps tie into the beginning where we had a couple of our members hopping over a flag freeze influence, which flag freeze and a lot of what they were doing in the beginning does tie more so into breaking, which would actually be hip hop. So that's cool. There's a lot more hip hop here as your baseline, which I appreciate, but this move there, I really like the ball change switch on it, but that's more of a newer viral scene structured movement with the switch off on it. Really nice. I don't mind it. And then I like the head on that. It's really nice as well. You have your feature. He throws and tosses the arm, causes everybody to do a turn to get us reset. Now that move there, it's a scoop over, but it's just a different setup to a move that you would call a Mary J. Blige, where a lot of times you see people take with both arms over to one side or another. That's just baseline how I've been exposed to the move. It's cool. So you have the head to the front, and you have this O-RLY And I really like the shoulders and how we toss them forward. Now that move, once again, hybrids more so in the, there is a baseline fundamental move that you could do, or like foundational move that you can do that will help you be able to understand the conversational elements that they bring to it. So this move here, if you traveled it a little bit more full usage of the shoulder, it'd be considered a pepper seed. So this is cool. I appreciate a lot of the references, the cross, uncross, and we're ending up making it like a heavier weight catered from one side to another, which is great. And we pull it out of it, so which is really nice. So they hit, oh really, up, and then we toss and toss. So I like to switch off on that. Definitely in the lower body does give you a Dougie, but it's more rigid in the upper body. So, but if you look at the lower body, the weight shifts do cater more towards that Dougie era. So they take the arms, we toss it high, low, and then definitely feels like we're going into, not like a jump rope or anything like that, but not even a new school running man, but I like the switch off on the weight on that, which is cool. The pull-pulls are nice, the toss is great, and then he has this moment where he's like talking with our feature and everybody else transitions. I really like that. We absorb it, hit the arms over, and then we cross it, oh really, with the finger twinkles are really fun. And we toss it, toss, and toss down, and fill it, pull away, and he goes, really? It's a fun gimmick, we're here for it. And then it turns into an add-on going from your inside, then it caters to those outside two in the front, and then everybody else joins in. I like the lift off of the leg, good stability, good balance, and then you have all the arms presented forward. We switch it off. Very nice on the step down of the leg, presenting the arm forward, taking the arms up. And then we rotate, and then we go ISO, and we're hitting bases. Really like that. I like how readable it is as well. And then we point, and then we pulse, using the hips to help accent that and pressing the arms front. And they take it to the front, and then we end up doing a frame, most likely closer to a box, right? Where if you were making an invisible box, you're creating the edges of that said box on the side, which is cool. A little partner moment. Now, that the glitch effect does enhance that section a lot. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Yeah, so we have a lot of the heads very quick in the reset to the front, and then you have more of the torso get involved on that. It's fun. I would say I really like this fit a lot. I like the punch on this, and then we end up doing a run, just a legit run to get us to our new spot to spread it back out. Looks great. So at the hold on that, I really like the hold out. Boom, boom. A lot of times you would see those kinds of freezes, not a freeze in like a lot of times in breaking, but you would see in breaking, sometimes you see people hold it for timing. It's cool. So that was nice. So the punch out is really nice. They take it over, click, click. Now a lot of this feels we're nuancing closer to light feet. So if we look over to the heels, like the punches, yeah, like a lot of these, like how the upper body is being presented to the lower body, this is like super niche hybrid if we're gonna give it anything close to that light feet. But because of the trend of hip hop, you have like the old school, you know, party moves of the hip hop scene, and then you also have the breaking scene, and then you have the light feet scene, which is cool. So you see a little bit of it there. Like even the arms, we toss it to the front, we end up pulling it in, which is fun. The subtle opening there. Arms presented from out to the inside, and then we end up making it more legato, more of a little wave texture. And then the 24/7, this turns into a subtle isolation, meaning that it's kind of, well, not even truly a fixed point either, but I think I touched on this, I forgot which routine I analyzed recently about it, but the move itself, this isn't fixed in a particular part of space, but it is separated from the rest of the body, so I would cater it more towards an isolation, but it does give an impression of a fixed point, with the shoulder allowing this to kind of be, you know, yeah, existing separate from whatever the rest of the body is doing. So that's super cool. And the brushes are nice. We rotate the inside and we toss it up, high, low, moving it through, and we go stop, wait, and then they cross it across, which is nice, and then you have the percussion hit. Yeah, so go hit, 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 and then we do an overhead, bringing it to the front. Oh, really? 3 and 4. Pepper seed, cross, uncross, and the legs. similar to what we've kind of already been exposed to this whole thing, but now it's an inverted V with an accent in the middle. And it goes, O-RLY, bringing it back, rotating to the inside, lift it up, high, low, switch it off. Yep, talking to me, all of this, taking the arms high, low, moving it through, out, and this move here, that's a fly girl, this move that we're seeing. So that's nice, I'm glad we caught that there. O-RLY, and then we present it down, and it goes feeling, O-RLY, and then I liked that everybody condenses into a clump is what we would call this, so it's a condensed formation, and having everybody on the sides outside of your feature have the outside hand, so it feels a little bit more extended from your feature, but it still features your feature, which is nice. And then we have our previous feature go out to insert himself into the circle. I like the interlocking happening here. The connection's great. New feature. They pull down, and then they end up taking their arms and they twist it to now have their arms crossed, so that's really fun element. And then from there, it definitely gives a nice, like, not floral, but kind of, where it feels like a blooming flower. I love those moments. Those are super fun. It's really nice. They turn out of it, which is really cool. They present low. I like the shoulder with the pull out of that. Looks great. And then we have a little moment where everyone's low and he says goodbye. And this assistant here where he gets up and as he walks away, he's already in a position where it doesn't look super awkward to get in a spot, but it could go wrong very fast. Now, could you hurt somebody? Oh, there's always the liability of it. But this particular choice, this is a pyramid straight up. So the amount of like making sure that we're relying upon each other is a lot. So good for them. He's pressing onto the knee and then we're holding it, and then you have one of your members right here. He presses up to make up to fill in the space a little bit more. So you have the subtlety. The leans are really nice, and it looks like some of our individuals are not able to lean as much. It's because my gut's telling me it's because we have most of our weight catered here, so he really can't move too much because he has a lot more weight in this choice. But it just depends, I think, on the run. For it being a one take, we're gonna pick our battles here. This is great. Yeah, here we go. And they hit it out in, which is nice. And we reset that. And I like that they all had this reverb or just a rebounded kind of settling in this spot. So you have this moment of, you serious? Now, what's really funny about this is because I'm late to the party, but at least I'm at the party with Boys Planet. It was the Jung, right? He did a, I'm sorry, do I make you anxious? Like that section of the, was it Love Killer? That's what this part reminds me of. That's so fun. And they go, oh, party moment here. Oh, really? So now we've elevated the frequency, or we've created more density in our transition. We're adding more information or more of a move and the frequency of it into the mix to help progress and make it feel a little bit more, the drive is more apparent is what I would call that, which is really cool. We reset over, we cross, uncross. Yeah, so all of this with the toss and we bring it up through. We're not calling this Campbell locking or anything similar to it because the posture doesn't entertain that at all, and the groove is different. The ponies are nice. Notice the pony is probably pursuing pocket 4, which would be pocket 3 is on your respective counts, so it'd be 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Pocket 4 is 1 2 3 4, but double time, which is what this shows to me, which is cool. We love it. And then we end up tossing it, and I like that we bring it across, toss one of the arms up, and then some subtlety is nice. Oh, this is just really fun, super gimmicky. And that's talking to me. Bring the arms high to low. The scoop is nice, and then we present. Definitely gives that. What is this? Yeah. We've already kind of encountered that, but just the sequence is a little bit more varied. So there it is. That's what my brain needed to think about. So I like that everybody's catering back except for your feature. I like that we cater most of our weight to their right side, and then they rebound it on the left. To travel up the arms, there's your pocket for pony to revert us back to the front. Look to the inside. Come on, give me 5. And then we go ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Doing a pony, placing the arms up, which is really nice. Taking the hands, sending them across, which is also really nice. And then we have that da-da-da-da, like the arm presented. And then we go da-da-da, so that's really fun. And we go gimme, gimme, presenting it over. Come on now. The turnaround is nice. And it says, oh, really? And we go, really? That was nice. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And this also gives me a Nickelodeon vibe too. I can't quite place where. Maybe Rugrats? I could be so wrong though. Maybe the color palette or something along those lines. But I enjoyed this. I think NEXZ is definitely a group that has showcased fantastic movement quality progression from the pre-debuts to here. And I'm really impressed. Like it's so commendable when you see groups, not just NEXZ, but groups in general, who showcase a discipline of wanting to be proficient and versatile in multiple, sectors of movement quality. Now, I don't know how they train. I don't know how they practice. I do know behind the scenes just gives us a glimpse into it, but the only way I would know is if I was working with them directly in the long-term investment side, which I am okay just being in this commentator position, just talking through our snapshots in their journey. But it makes me very much look forward to their future works to see, are we going to entertain this idea again? It does give me some similarities to New Generation, if I'm remembering correctly, which was a really fun watch. Now, if you are like, Jess, oh my God, I haven't seen you look at New Generation or any other tracks, if this is your first video with me, hi, I'm glad you made it to the end. But I have so much already on YouTube, but anything you don't see on YouTube is going to be on Patreon. Patreon is basically an overflow of anything that doesn't make it onto YouTube immediately. And there's a lot. So I'm just letting you know there is so much out there with NEXZ that may not be on YouTube yet. I just missed the timing, or the schedule just didn't allow it to get to it immediately. But I am really happy that we had the privilege of getting to look at this as soon as we have. So, you guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.